Viewers, thank you kindly for choosing Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, get your pen, get your notebook, Real TV, so you could take notes and important numbers that would be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, we've got Andrew. On behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a marvelous day today, reminding you life is what you make of it. Happy Monday. I trust all is well, you're safe, you're happy, you're in good health, and you're having yourself a beautiful day, reminding you tomorrow is not promised. And it's about the choices that we make today that will determine our tomorrows. It's Monday, the 22nd of September 2025, a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. The last hour, the last minute, the last second, it's gone. And that's why we've got to use our time wisely. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. That's someone special. Let's go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of India in Style Expo. And our quote says,
"Step into the colors and flavors of India."
Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible. Thank you, Andrew. Let's go to our ad.
Style Expo, opposite the Center of Excellence, Mokoya. Dive into our Indian food festival featuring a delicious variety, plus explore vibrant Indian clothing, elegant outfits for the entire family, perfect for every occasion. Open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. opposite the Center of Excellence in Mokoya. Get ready, Shoguners! The Fab India Expo is back, starting on September 18th, right opposite the Medford gas station, Shoguners. Shop authentic Indian fashion, food, jewelry, home decor, and much more. Don't miss out. The Fab India Expo, opposite Medford gas station, Shoguners, your one-stop cultural destination.
Back to Conversations with Zelisa, and of course it's a beautiful, blessed day today. Today I'm in conversation with a gentleman who's a force to be reckoned with. As I say good morning and a very warm welcome to His Excellency, Mr. Michael Callan, the High Commissioner of Canada. Your Excellency, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's indeed our privilege and blessing to have you at Real TV this morning.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's our blessing. Your Excellency, Trinidad and Canada, we've had a very good relationship for years upon years. I mean, we've had our citizens go to Canada, starting off with, that project to pick apples.
It's true. It's true. No, the relationship, as you say, is strong and long and deep, and for many, many decades. And actually, you can actually go back even further than that into centuries. And we know the arrival of the Canadian Presbyterians and their impact on the education system here was fundamental. And I enjoyed reading at one point too, even some of our early trade exchanges involved Canadian lumber coming to build some of the early houses in Port of Spain. So in that sense, Canadian lumber is part of the bones of Port of Spain. And
Yes.
it's a nice thought when I'm touring the city and inspecting some of the beautiful buildings all around us.
Certainly, good solid foundations.
That's it.
I've been following, how well you have really settled and embraced our culture here in Trinidad. And you're not that long, but you seem to be very, very comfortable. Your experiences thus far.
Well, I've got to say, it's one of the real pleasures and privileges of having a job like this. Seriously, of being able to live and not just visit as a tourist, but to adopt the local culture into yourself, into your own traditions, into your own family as well. So, and what I've learned too is after moving from country to country, there's no time to waste, right? The years pass quickly, and so as you know, day 2 after arriving, you know, our family was out and about, trying to absorb everything we can, and it's a spirit we will take and hold dearly with us throughout the whole duration of our assignment here.
An experience of a lifetime.
That's it. That's it.
You've been having a lot of our local food, a lot of the snacks I see you enjoy, and you know you the way you express and say. What are your thoughts? I mean, because you're well traveled, you know, with what sets Trinidad apart thus far?
Well, I guess there's a lot of different aspects, and you know, we could talk about the cuisine and specific dishes, which are wonderful unto themselves, and certainly the music and the art scene, and the vibrancy of it is exceptionally distinct as well. But there is something, and it's a word I hear, you know, heard on arrival, but it's a word that keeps coming to mind, is the vibe. And
the vibe.
You know, I don't want to be, you know, it sounds almost cliche to say it, but the vibe is unique, and it's distinct, and it's one infused with welcome and with warmth and with authenticity. And you know, and it's got an edge to it as well, which brings a little bit of, you know, true grit to every experience, which I quite enjoy as well. But you know, there's a ferocity to the music and to the art that I'm just captured by, and I like just to kind of lower our guard, embrace it, and dive in.
You've been highlighting a lot of projects that you've got here in Trinidad and Tobago in order to create that and continue that cohesiveness. Let's talk about some of those projects.
Sure. Well, there's a whole wide range of projects that have been in place, and some we've inherited, and some new ones we're putting together. And it speaks to the breadth of the relationship that we share. And we share deep security interests, and what's a safe Trinidad and Tobago leads to a safer Canada as well. And we share interests there. So we have partnerships with the police, with the TTPS, with the defense forces, with excise and customs, and different elements right across government, whether it's offering training on cybersecurity or forensic training. We really, our security services really work hand in glove. And I enjoyed spending some time recently with the Toronto Police Services, who are starting their international work with a little more vigor, and I'm keen to have Trinidad and Tobago be some of their early first partners.
That is such an excellent initiative. Based on you're here, you understand and know when it comes to crime. You know, that feeling of safety for the citizens. So once we can learn, absorb, and continue to partner to grow in order to solve crime, that's excellent.
Yeah, that's it. And there are things to learn and absorb from us, but the same can be said for our side as well. I know every security expert that comes through town, they always leave with a similar impression that you know, they came perhaps to offer some training, but they've learned just as much as they had to introduce themselves. And yeah, I mean, we have different flavors and different areas of expertise. I think, you know, one area within the security realm, we've been really well, it's been a deep part of our conviction for how we approach security around the world, is to look at women, peace, and security, and that's not just looking at women gender equality, but it's really a more sophisticated way of looking at the sources of insecurity and how boys and girls and men and women are engaged differently. We all know that there's some serious issues to contend with, but we really worked with civil society here and with the government for over 2 years, really, to put together a plan, a national action plan that approaches the challenges of guns and gangs in a way that's particularly attuned to how women, girls, boys, and men experience it differently. So I think there's some real prospects for moving forward with that lens.
Good, and we look forward to that. Let's talk a little bit about education. You know, a lot of our sons and daughters would like the opportunity to study abroad.
Sure.
Let's talk about any initiatives, or what do you do in order to, what would they need to qualify, the steps they need to take in order. I know that there are lots of avenues Perhaps you could give us some insight.
Yeah, there are about as many avenues as there are applicants, right? Every individual brings a different path and a different, they have different aspirations and they bring different skills to the table. And I know the appetites from our universities and colleges remain strong. You know, one iteration of that, one example of that is what we call an education fair, an edu fair, which is taking place at the end of October.
Excellent.
And it's we had 32 or 33 different Canadian universities and colleges that will be here in Port of Spain one day. They'll take a day to go into the south as well. And it's a real opportunity for them to open their doors, open their arms, and explain what they have to offer, and to see if there's a match with aspiring students. And I know the attendance and the appetite for this event was extraordinary last year, and what we've seen in some of the applicants and the figures over late is that appetite is really growing. So it's an event we're really looking forward to.
I'd love Real TV to be part of that, to give the opportunity to our audiences around the world, and children as well, the opportunity to see that they can explore all options possible. We've had children who have not been granted visas. What would be the process for those that would like to study in Canada and perhaps been denied for whatever reason? Can you talk to us a little bit about
the whole visa regime now, happy to say it's all online, and so any question you have should be answerable there. So the days in the past of having to long lineups, under the sun, and all those are happily behind us, and so you can explore online. If there's specific questions, appointments can be made to address those, but really the full application process from start to finish can be done online now.
All those questions and concerns, and that's the beauty of technology. They could simply have it at their disposal to decide, perhaps even young families or young people looking at migrating and opportunities,
That's it. It is available online, and as part of our visa regime, I'm happy to say that we have an ETA, an electronic travel authorization process in place, such that if anybody has a current U.S. visa, then they don't need anything additional to come to Canada. It's 2 minutes online, click, and then you can come.
I've been seeing a lot of opportunities for families in terms of not in the city but out of the city, for families to come, open doors. What would be the process in terms of a criteria? Or
I'm not familiar myself about the specific criteria for the different categories, because it can get quite complex, because they need to be attuned to the needs of different families and the needs of different markets as well. I think one thing we've learned over many decades of high levels of immigration is that we want anybody who does arrive to succeed, and that's that's dependent on different markets and different locations. There's language issues, there's education issues.
correct.
It depends what industry is present in different parts of the country, and so we do have a system that's really focused on making sure not just that people arrive or don't arrive, but when they do arrive, that they thrive and that they succeed and they can contribute back to the country, but that they can find real success for however they define it themselves as well.
I think you're spot on, especially when you explain it's about contributing and giving back to the country rather than taking away. So rather than do things the wrong way and stay there illegally, do things the right way and stay there the legal way.
Sure, and one thing about Canada is that we're a country of immigrants. Aside from our
Correct.
First Nations, Inuit, and Métis population, every family at some point in their genealogy, they got on a boat or they got on a plane, and so there's a common narrative that each family has experienced, and so it's not uncommon to hear, even if a family might have been in the country for multiple generations, they still speak of the old country, and it's a common vernacular, it's a common experience that I think unites many Canadians together, because it's not easy necessarily, right? Immigrating to a new country, and going through that, going through those motions, I find can be a humbling experience. And,
Very true.
but that a shared humbling experience has a lot of power into it, a power to unite and build bridges between people. So, we can often see that a family immigrating from Sudan, a very distinct culture, might meet a family that's immigrated from Pakistan. Quite unique, but they have that common experience of immigration itself, and that builds connections and acceptance of each other, and really contributes to the fabric of our society.
This is a program, Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with His Excellency. Stay with us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Need it for your home? Need it for your business? Need it for your biggest project yet? Point Lisa Steel Products has it all. From doors, taps, locks and tools to steel beams, concrete blocks, decking sheets and everything in between. Trusted by families, trusted by builders, trusted across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. Call 3870418, 3870419 or connect with us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. Point Lisa Steel Products, where strength meets everyday life.
Need reliable auto care? Come to Chamfleur Auto Services Limited, where quality meets reliability every time. We handle all mechanical repairs, provide durable batteries, tires, and precise wheel alignment. And we are the sole distributors of Devanti tires. We also carry a full range of car accessories to suit your vehicle. As a certified inspection station, we even offer fast and convenient pickup and delivery at no extra cost, so you don't have to worry about a thing. Stop by at number 1 Industrial Lane, Chamfleur, or call 662-6545 or 662-6572 today. Chamfleur Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop.
Your community matters, and your news deserves to be heard. From religious events and sports days to fundraisers, markets, and cultural celebrations, Real TV is your platform to share it all. Send us your announcements and let's spread the word together, because strong communities are built on connection. Real TV, real facts, real talk, real community.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, to all of our local, regional, international viewers. I know that especially those at the Caribbean, Showtime Television in Canada, you're very late today because, of course, I'm in conversation with His Excellency, the High Commissioner of Canada. Welcome back, sir. Having and talking about building relationships. I know that you have the Canada Club. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about this initiative.
Sure. No, I'm happy to. And yes, you're very right. We do have a Canada Club for Trinidad and Tobago now, and it was born out of an appreciation of, well, a couple of things. One, the level of appetite there is here in Trinidad and Tobago for Canada.
Yes.
I was shocked by it, but I was also shocked by the level of existing connections that people have. As I'm sure you've experienced the phenomenon, it's hard to have a meeting where somebody in the room doesn't have a child studying in Canada, or they've visited Canada, or they have some business connections, or they have an uncle who lives there.
You are absolutely correct. We all can identify with a friend, a neighbor,
Sure,
family,
right.
or one of even our own children
Right.
there in Canada,
Right.
certainly.
And so there's all that natural kind of capacity and potential that exists in society. But up to now, we haven't really had a way of connecting with it, of reaching out to that community, and because there was no network per se.
Right.
And so we're trying to build that sense of belonging and community, so that people who do want to keep a little bit of a connection to Canada have a venue to do so. And we know when we bring people together, all kinds of things happen. They trade ideas and share information, and I've been struck by how much potential there is just to do more and more here between our two countries.
Very nice.
Whether it's on the business side, on the cultural side, on the security side. Our only limitation is the number of hours in the day and our own staff. And so if we can mobilize the community and harness some of their good ideas and their energy and their spirit of volunteerism, then I think we're capable of pretty terrific things.
It's about building relationships,
It is, yeah.
long-term relationships on that solid foundation that grows.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I felt that spirit of those relationships just recently. I've just recently returned from the Trimbago Toronto Festival.
Yes.
Held at Nathan Phillips Square this year. Over 50,000 people came out over 3 days, and you can feel the energy, the interest, the appetite. For me, it was exhausting, but in the most beautiful way, because people wanted to foster those connections and are exploring ways that they can contribute and just stay connected. And so the community, the Trimbagonian community in Canada, the second largest in the world, they have a network and they have a community in Canada. And if we could do something just to replicate even an iota of that same level of energy, then there's no telling what we could do
Your
together.
Excellency, have you been to Tobago?
Have been to
What was
Tobago.
the experience in Tobago?
I mean, it was a wonderful experience from my side. I was shocked by how close the two islands are, but still there's distinct parts of the culture that stand out. And from as a Canadian, and we're a large country, and you can drive for many hours and not really feel much of a cultural difference. And here, a 3-hour boat ride, ferry ride, and the differences were stark.
Very connected. Let's talk a little bit about your perspective on perhaps embracing and encouraging tourism, more Canadians to come to Trinidad and Tobago and have that experience of a lifetime. Do you think we are prepared for that, or do you think we need to be polished?
It all depends. I mean, I'm not one to tell the Trimbagonians, where they need to be. But one thing you can do is really appreciate what they have to offer,
Right.
and it is a special experience. And you were asking about Tobago, and we know Tobago doesn't have the big shiny all-inclusive resort experience that maybe some of our brothers and sisters throughout the Caribbean have. But not everybody's looking for that. That has its
Correct.
place for sure. But I think that that more boutique kind of eco-tourist feel is special and is unique, and maybe there's fewer and fewer of those options available. So I'm sure there's room for both, but I know at the moment that the wild beaches that you can quote unquote discover offers a real attraction that's special, and I know would appeal to
The
many
nature
Canadians.
aspect of it, the natural aspect
That's
of
it.
it.
That's it. So it's not a pre-polished package where everything is laid out and kind of
Right.
presented for a tourist, but they're genuine wild beaches or extraordinary hummingbirds that locals want to explore as much as.
Or the nature trails and things
That's
like
it,
that.
that's
But
it.
you're absolutely correct. I do believe you've got a certain people that would be attracted to that, and then others, you get to where you go on a holiday, you want to be pampered.
Sure,
So of course those are options that we should explore as well,
Sure,
to
sure.
embrace as we continue to grow.
That's it.
Let's talk about this event that's happening. Let's talk about this great event that you're
Sure.
having, and a little bit about what why the idea in terms of how it took birth?
Sure. I think the event maybe you were speaking to is Maple and Bass.
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
that's correct.
No, it's a big one for us, and we're really excited about it. It's taking place on October 4th. It's being held in Santa Cruz at Green Meadows from between 7:30 and midnight. And so this is taking place for our National Day, which typically takes place at the beginning of July.
Right.
But we've pushed it out just to make a little bit more room to do something different, to embrace what I had the glory of experiencing shortly after my arrival, that celebratory spirit. I arrived just before Carnival. Yeah, and it's special, and it's before arriving, of course, we read the notes and Carnival, okay, 2-day holiday, and prepare for that. But of course, it's so much more than that, which I discovered. What I loved about it is that there's, the streets are full night after night, but it's young people, it's old people, it's small people, it's large people. It's just the deep part of the culture, and so it's more than just a party. It's a way of expressing itself. And so when it came to our Canada Day, a couple of things. One, we want to go with that same spirit. It's so powerful, it's so unique, and deserves to be recognized. So let's embrace that and see what that can look like. And two, I don't mind saying, shortly after arriving, I would get a few messages or meet people at different events and say, "Oh yes, nice to meet you. And by the way, how come I wasn't invited to Canada Day last year?" But if we only have, if we're in a smaller room and it's all diplomats and VIPs, there's only so much space that's such an event.
You have a limited amount.
That's it. So we wanted to, there's a time and place for those types of things, but we wanted to change the narrative and change the experience and respond to that celebratory culture, respond to the appetite for more Canada that I was mentioning, and to just be more accessible and to kind of democratize our diplomatic presence here a little bit more.
What can we expect?
Well, you can expect a show, and an event, a big one in the full meaning of the word. And so we have a few terrific performers. I'm really happy that Kess has agreed to join us. Freetown Collective will join us as well. Nutrien's Silver Stars, the Pan Band, will be there. We have a wonderful young Indigenous artist coming from Canada who to share some of our own culture and create a bit of that fusion. Of course, lots of food and drink and as much spirit as we can handle. And I'm particularly happy, and it's no accident that we have Kess and Freetown, the Freetown Collective coming to join us. They're wonderful entertainers. It's just good fun, right? And we've all been to some of their concerts, but it's more than that, I find, and that's the message that they bring to the table. It's of positivity, it's of connection, it's of optimism for future generations, and those are things that we believe in deeply. And so by bringing our forces and our energies together, I'm sure we're in for
it's going to be
night.
A beautiful evening, where you could meet and greet and relax, enjoy. The energy is just going to be right under the skies, the stars.
That's it.
Sure, it's going to be a beautiful experience.
That's it, and it'll be a big event where all are welcome, and we really do want to reach out to all of our friends who are interested in joining, because the tickets are on sale right now. And
what's the cost for the tickets?
They're 450 TT. They can be bought at the High Commission on Sweetbriar Road.
Excellent.
And so this will be our way of distinguishing this new ethos that we want to represent. And again, this will be one night. It'll be a beautiful night, but there'll be other things throughout the year through the Canada Club and other events. We want to bring.
And we will be more than happy to share that information, as it happens, as it unfolds, as you go from chapter to chapter. We'll be more than happy to be part of that, to tell our citizens here in Trinidad and Tobago. Your closing remarks, sir?
Well, I don't have any closing remarks prepared, but I can just speak from the heart.
Please
really.
Do.
And what I've experienced so far after arriving, this sense of welcome has really been tremendous. It speaks to a word that's even more powerful to me that I feel, and I think it's the one that's important in our relationship, and it's about belonging. I feel that my family and I are really accepted here. And I know that Trimbagonians in Canada, that's the common experience that I hear from them, that they can show up to Canada for the first time ever on a little visit, and 3 hours off of the plane, they can feel like they belong. And that sense of being at peace with where you are, I think unlocks many things, right? It unlocks in authenticity, and unlocks genuine connections, and we need those connections. Maybe more now than ever before. The world's a difficult place. A lot of fundamentals are shifting right now. So we need to rely on our trusted friends and our partners. And Trinidad and Tobago and Canada are just that. So it's with that spirit of belonging, partnership, and mutual support that gives me confidence that we have what it takes to weather the storms ahead.
Beautiful. I think what sets you apart, Your Excellency, is that you are such a gentle, humble soul. You're very approachable, and so you will break barriers because of that. And I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. And I trust that we will continue to partner and share the information here on Real TV of the great things that are happening at the embassy here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation, and to all your viewers, just their time, and do feel welcome, and do feel the embrace that the High Commission has for the country and for all of its citizens.
Thank you so much. Choice is blessings. And this is where we're just going to wrap up things, but I just want to remind you, in our community news, if you're looking for tickets to attend that marvelous and wonderful experience of a lifetime, it will be in our community news segment. All right? Stay with us. This is Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV. Stay with us.
Building something great? Start with the best foundation. At Badesi Transport Limited, we deliver top quality aggregate materials, fast, reliable, and right to your site. From gravel to sand to stone, we've got what you need. At